Hey artists, today we're going to be making some amazing colorful banyan trees. Follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps. Okay, the first thing we want to do is grab our pencils and draw the tree. So I like to just draw kind of that line for where the ground is right here, just kind of toward the bottom. And then the first thing you want to draw is a nice wide trunk, because these trees are very big and very wide. The next thing you want to do is stretch that first branch all the way to the very edge of your page on both sides, because these trees are huge. It's going to go right off the page. The next thing we're going to do is just kind of draw one branch that goes up to the top and one branch that goes out to the side. And this one will go on this side. Okay. Then we're going to have this come down around that branch, and this will come down around that branch. From here, we can start adding some more kind of wild details in between. So we can have one of these branches come up and just come down like that. So we're just kind of having some branches grow out from the original branches that we have drawn. So we can have one come here. So we're just kind of adding some skinnier branches that come out from the original branches we drew on our paper. Then, once we've got some of these littler branches that are just kind of winding up through here, maybe I'll have a little one that goes this way, maybe up through here. The next thing we want to do is have some of those roots that we have seen in the videos of banyan trees that go straight into the ground. So it's going to just come straight down. Now some of them just kind of hang and might not all be all the way to the ground, so we can add some of those. So we're just adding some of those little roots that come down. Okay. Now we have all the details we need for our tree. Now we're doing this where this is going to be kind of a negative space. So it's going to be the shadow of the tree that we see, not the actual tree. So the first thing we want to do to give it that shadow effect is we're going to color it all in with our black marker. So depending on what black marker you have, go ahead and grab it, and you're going to want to color in every single line that we just made. Sharpies work really well. Also, I happen to have this Prismacolor marker, so we are just going to color in the entire tree with our black marker. We're going to do all the branches. And so it's going to have this negative space, just totally colored in with our black. All these details here that come down, I'm going to make sure I cover those with black marker. So just go ahead and color in where you put your pencil with your black marker. This does take a little while to kind of go back and color it all in. Now, if you do not have a black marker and you need to use a brown marker, that'll work fine. You just want to make sure you're using a dark color to color this all in. Okay, once your tree is all colored in with your black Sharpie or marker, whatever you have, the next step is going to be coloring in each little section with analogous colors. And we know those are the colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So if I take my crayons or colored pencils, whatever you're using today, and I'm just going to kind of lay them next to each other in the order that I know they go in. So it goes red, then orange, then yellow, then green, then blue, and then purple. So there's my blue, green, my blue, purple, and I have a couple different, I've got the blue violet, the regular purple. So I know we have lots of different colors in our crayons, like the pink would kind of go with the red. We have the regular orange, we have the red orange, we have the yellow orange, we have the regular green and the yellow green, blue green, blue, blue violet, and violet. These are all the colors I have in my crayon set. Oh, I shouldn't forget about red violet. And so you just want to get those colors ready. And the colors that are next to each other are the ones that are going to blend really well together. So I'm just going to kind of keep them in that order for myself. And so let's say I'm doing this section here. I'm going to want to push pretty hard. And I'm going to do some blending. So that section will blend from regular violet to blue violet. And then it'll fade into the blue. And I've got one section complete. So these are analogous colors. They're the colors next to each other on the color wheel that look nice when they're put together. So another group I could do is this pink, red, and red violet. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push really hard here. There's my red. Then I'm going to blend it into my red violet. And into my pink. And we're just going to continue this blending together in each section. My next one might be reds and oranges. So I'll take my reds and oranges, and in this section I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I lay down one color, and then the next color, I'm going to push really hard so they blend together. I can even kind of layer it on top of there. And then this shade as well. It's already starting to look really neat. So maybe in this section, I'll have the blue-green fade to the regular blue. So you're going to want to continue this pattern of blending colors together. So I could have a regular green, and I'm pushing nice and hard and fading it into the light green. And then maybe in this section, I'll have the yellow fade into the orange yellow. And then fade that into the regular orange. And maybe a little bit of that orange red. So you can see this blending looks so cool, and it really makes the tree pop out. So you're just going to keep going with this awesome kind of pattern in different sections. So perhaps this will be my regular purple, back to that blue violet purple, and then a little bit of blue. I'm trying not to get too much crayon on my black marker. It won't show up too much, but I just really don't want it to show up at all. So even down here, I'm going to put in this section some of my blue-green, and then I'll fade it to my light green. and then fade it into that regular green, stopping at the ground. And we're just going to continue doing this in every section. Okay, once you have each section with those analogous colors blended together with your crayons or colored pencils, then down here we're going to do kind of a water effect. So we're going to use our regular blue down here, and we're just pushing a little bit lighter. And we're just going to color all of that in with our blue. And then we can add some little kind of reflections of our blue-green. So just pushing a little harder, just adding some of those little lines to give it kind of a reflection look. And then taking our blue-violet and also adding some of those kind of lines back and forth to give it that kind of like water. Now, the next thing I was going to show you is the background, kind of the sky behind. Now, sometimes we make mistakes in art, and I realized I colored this section when I didn't mean to, and that's okay. My picture will still end up looking pretty cool. But you can use cool colors in the background if you want, but what looks really neat is to do kind of your sunset colors. So to get out your warm colors, and go ahead and put all of your other colors away. And layering these in whatever order you want. You can start from dark and move up to light, or you can start from light and move up to dark, but giving it that kind of sunset behind the tree looks really, really cool. So in order to get that started, I'm going to do a layer of red, just kind of across here. And then I'm going to do a layer of the orange red, so kind of blending it up here. Just blending, 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 up, up, up. And then I'll fade it to a regular orange. Oops. And then you want to do your lighter orange. And then you'll add your yellow last to kind of show that sunshine color up at the top. And pink's optional. I'm going to go ahead and leave the pink out this time. And when you're all done, the colors are just amazing on these banyan trees. You can see the dark shadow here, and then you can see in that negative space all those bright colors you blended together, your sunset background and your reflective water in the front. I cannot wait to see your amazing banyan trees.